Okay, welcome to Truck You episode 2. We're gonna talk about favorite trucks. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, favorite trucks. I think we're gonna warm up with openings. I don't know what we're gonna do about. What do you think we should do about the openings? I don't want to do like fake or maybe some music like country.
No, I don't think it's gonna work out like that.
We'll figure it out as we go. But all right, episode 2. First one was intro. This one we're gonna talk about our favorite trucks and why, and a couple other things. So, Jose, what's your favorite truck?
I have I would say three. It's
Okay, shoot.
W900, 379, and the Fireliner Classic.
Okay, W900. What year?
99 up to '07.
Okay, so I'll throw it right back at you. Mine's also on my list. The W900A, the early one.
Okay.
You remember? You know how it looks.
Yeah.
I just love the way it looks, and it's an old classic. There's one that I saw this custom build. It's amazing, red and black. So yeah. Okay, second.
It'd be the Pete 379.
Okay.
Same up to 99 up until '07 as well.
Okay. So what engine?
For all three, it would be a Cat.
Okay. Why?
Just really solid engines. You just got to be careful on those, obviously.
The
don't over-
Acers, you mean?
Yeah, Acer and the pre-Acer, which would be the C15 3406.
Yeah, the C15 is very good.
Yeah.
That's why I put
Because the ones after the Acer, the SDP, those are garbage. Got to stay away from
yeah,
those.
yeah. I don't know much about those. I would want to learn. But what was garbage about them?
Whole emissions, it's complete.
Yeah,
You know.
because that was 08 and on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't heard. We're gonna veer off a little bit, but I haven't. I have first when I started getting into emissions, I haven't heard good things about the Acers, and now they're becoming a lot more popular because they are reliable.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and it's a little different.
I mean, all the engines have their issues.
Yeah.
Acer, it's broken rocker shaft studs.
Mm-hmm.
So then, engines making noises all the time. Random, when the stud breaks, intake valve actuators.
Yeah.
That, but
Can you explain the difference between a standard EGR engine from that era and the Acer engine? Why did they design it that way?
the Acer, they went with the Acer because it has intake valve actuators. The intake valve actuator keeps the intake valve open a little bit longer, so that's their EGR. That's what they went with, their EGR, basically.
Yeah. Which it seems that was one of the issues that I've heard was it was a lot harder to fix than EGR.
Because there is no EGR valve on the Acer.
It's internal, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, but so Cat, I could see that. I would do. What's your third one? Because you said 2.
The Fireliner Classic.
XL, the big classic XL. Yeah, that's a good one. Detroit.
Detroit, yeah, I would go with a 12.7, 14 liter.
Yeah, those are good ones, man. I say, like I said, first the W900A, the early '80s, end of '70s, early '80s.
Old school.
Yeah, the old school ones. Definitely one of my favorite looking trucks. Plus, you have all mechanical engines, so like if you really, you have to know your.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Definitely.
I know enough about them, but I would definitely want to learn. And my second one would be, I would say, from my driving experience, but that's very close to the classic XL, would be the Coronado, the glider.
Okay.
It's it could benefit with better quality because the build is kind of whatever. But I think that ride and the way it's designed, the way it looks, it's classic. It's upgraded look, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But but the classic XL is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
And then Stefan's ready to rock. And then K100 which I know you don't like.
Yeah,
but
no.
I'm all about the
Cab overs.
K100 cab over, but the Aerodyne sleeper. Do you know what I'm talking about? The double bunk.
Double bunk, yeah.
Yeah, those are that's one of my favorites for sure.
The only reason I don't like them is, my point of view is the wrenching on them. All the working on a cab over, replacing the radiator sucks.
Yeah.
But other than that, you get pretty much good access for dropping the clutch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Have you worked on a cab over before?
Only one, actually, yeah. And that was a Freightliner, and I replaced the radiator, and oh my god.
That's why you hated it?
Yeah, exactly.
What sucked about it?
I mean, there's literally no room at all. You raise up the cab, you take off the grill, and I don't know, it sucked. I didn't like it at all. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I see that. My third one would be 780 Volvo, probably '07 with the VD12.
Okay.
But 780.
Yeah, you got the big sleeper, everything.
Longer chassis for highway, like one of my favorite aerodynamic trucks, because everything else, it looks like everything else, but I think it's super
fuel cool. Economy, that would be the best bet.
Yeah, some say, I've heard that the VD12 isn't that economical. I think it is. I think you can get it up to over 7 easy miles per gallon.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the driver, and obviously that's a lot of variables in order
there's
to get
a lot of it, and it's all the little things that add up.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Speed and tires, and many things, but yeah, I remember running my VD12. I was like mid 7s, and I pulled intermodal chassis, and that was they're not very aerodynamic.
No.
So and they usually suck on the tires. Suck usually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I was like over 7s. I used to drive 63 in 65 speed limit zone. I try to do 60, 63, just to kind of not burn as much fuel.
Yeah, because higher you go, you're gonna be burning more fuel, obviously.
Yeah, which it's mind blowing how some guys just don't understand that. It's like, yeah, if you keep more money in your pocket, that's because you burn less.
Right.
So awesome. We talked about, all right, so favorite trucks and reliability. Do you think reliability goes along with those models that you picked? Or if you were only going to go for reliability and
reliability, yeah, I mean, they're solid trucks.
Okay. Yeah, I would say. And why do you think we're in that same era of trucks? Why would somebody listening to this be like, wait, I just bought a 2011?
See, but it all depends on those trucks wouldn't be good for an intermodal guy, depending on where you're going.
Talked about. Yeah. The 780 obviously you could. Yeah, the 780 could be, because we did that, but it is a longer truck. You're right. But for whatever application, because obviously I always preach to people, hey, you'd have to know what you're going to do with the truck.
Right. And then this way you know what you're looking for. Engine, trans, obviously wheelbase, everything. All that you have to take into consideration.
Yeah. How many...
ratios, diffs, everything.
Yeah. That's a good one. We should totally talk about ratios and diffs. That's something that not a lot of people actually look at, the rear end ratios. And that's something that, like, oh, I'm going to run over the road, and you have 411s.
Yeah, good luck with that fuel economy.
But we should but I have a video on the channel that I explained it. We should probably do later on a little bit more on that.
Yeah.
Because I think speccing a truck is a completely separate subject. And so yeah, definitely good choices. Three models each. What color would you want your truck to be?
I would say a blue, burgundy, or like a gray.
Yeah, I would do lime green, like a shop lime green and black. Do you think you're gonna get a CDL? Just like
yeah, I think it would be a good idea to get it, just test drive the vehicles.
Yeah, I mean, I know you know how to drive, but
yeah,
are you thinking about getting it at some point?
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah,
I think I would.
I think it would be good. you could tow our trucks and stuff. No, but it's funny how you like the more skills you collect in whatever you're doing, and how much better perspective it gives you. Because like me driving for so long, having a lot of time on my hands, not spending talking to guys on the phone, was more about learning and listening to things about trucks, and you know learning I'm no mechanic, and I'm not going to pretend I am. I know
you know enough to
yeah
to where you are right now.
Yeah, and I know that I'm super excited to learn more and more, and that's something that you create a team around, a vision, right? And we're trying to be a place that not only is a little different than everybody else, because we are super transparent. I don't think we ever, like being 100% committed to,
exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
To do a good job is the key. No matter what.
Yeah, you do a good job, customer's gonna come back.
Yeah, and just admitting that we messed up too.
Yeah.
Like we had a situation where I was like questionable that shit that we really missed something. We really didn't, but the truck came back and we checked it, and obviously it wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
But the customer gets upset, so knowing how to deal with that is definitely key. But we kind of veered off a little bit. But favorite trucks, what is it? Is there a truck that you like you've seen? What? Oh, let's maybe go this way. What movies did you watch when you were younger? Shit, you're still pretty young, but when you were younger, or still, like, what is like truck related movies that you were impacted by? Like, hey, holy crap! Like, this is.
You're gonna have to cut that out because I did not watch movies.
Really?
No, yeah, dude.
I'm not gonna cut anything out. Everything's going, man. Well, that's interesting. Why?
Yeah, dude.
Why not?
Dude, I mean, I would say.
Were you like so fed up with working on them? You just like, I don't want to watch anything.
No, because I still go home after work and throw some YouTube videos randomly.
Yeah. Kids, right? Kids and family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I basically grew up too quick. I had no choice.
Yeah. When did you have your first kid?
When I was 16.
Okay. No, so I was 28 when I was one of my first. So I have, just for context, how many kids do you have?
I have three. I have 3 boys. Yeah.
Okay. I have 2 boys, 2 girls. But that's a good point, because it's the same thing with me now. Like, we're spending so much time here, and then you go home and all I have is maybe an hour before I go to sleep, since I wake up at 5.
Yeah. Same here.
It's like.
And the kids got to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you barely see them.
Yeah, but I enjoy immensely what I do, and it's like I cannot wait to be here. And it's like when you get back home, I played a movie the other day, and I'm like I feel like I'm wasting time. It's like I fell asleep after 20 minutes. But as far as trucking movie, I would say my biggest one, I think you totally should watch it, is Convoy.
Convoy?
Yeah, that's like
old one, right? Real old
yeah.
one.
Convoy, and then Highballin'. That's
Okay.
like really good stuff. Convoy is really something that I like play as in the background sometimes and just work. But yeah, so if you, let's say, what we could talk about emissions really quick for first trucks and favorite trucks. Why we stick to those eras, and why we think they're reliable. Obviously, I think you're on the market to buy a truck, and you want to have the best bang for your buck.
Right.
What would you like? Not our favorite trucks, but more about, hey, I'm starting.
It's gonna be efficient.
I'm trying to go into trucking as an owner. What would you, from your perspective, what would you look at?
Farliner right here. This one that we have.
Okay. That one's expensive.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a newer model glider,
Yeah.
but it's a reliable engine. But we have guys that buy like a 99 or a 2000, 2002, and it's still with a Detroit, it's still solid, and that's worth rebuilding.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna have some cosmetic in there.
But that's a good point. What if you capped it at? Do you think it's possible to find a truck that's reliable? Let's say on $0 to $20,000 budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely.
You have to do some legwork and look for a lot of stuff. I mean, look through a lot of stuff, I should say.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely within a $20,000 budget, you could definitely buy something reliable.
Give me your best two choices for $20,000.
As in price range or
like trucks, what would you fit in that category to?
Obviously, you're gonna get a vehicle with high mileage, or unless it was already,
which is not necessarily bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have $20,000 to spend.
Like I mentioned, this is I would pick up one of these, but obviously it's a glider. But
yeah,
you can get a 04. That's still a solid one.
Yeah, with a 14-liter D.
Yeah, even with the EGR, it's still a good one.
Yeah. No, that's why the 14 liters. Was there anything about those 14 liters that you are like, watch out for this? Like, what was something wrong about that?
Common issues on those is the V pod going out, EGR coolers, and then the head gasket. Once the head gasket blows on those, usually you need counterbores. Which now we're talking some money there.
Have you seen what mileages have you seen on those? Like, what do you think it can get up to?
I've seen some with 1,500,000.
Okay.
But I have seen some fail at 800,000, 700,000. There's guinea pigs. There's always something gonna be, or not only guinea pigs, but it's also the way you drive it. Mm-hmm. If you overheat it, a lot of variables in there.
Yeah, true.
Maintenance, oil.
Yeah. The EGR, the ACERT, we talked about it earlier. The ACERT was definitely also pretty reliable engine for that era, pre-DPF. Did they? I'm thinking they came in Kenworths, but could you spec a Fretliner with?
Yeah, they have Freiliners with it.
Yeah, they do have them because they spec'd pretty much everything back then.
Yeah.
Even
Freiliners, Internationals, Pete's, Kenworths.
Or compressors starting.
Yeah.
No, it's a very new, very quiet compressor.
Oh, he just turned it on. He just closed the door.
I know, but I'm being kind of funny. It's, we're it probably picks it up a little bit, but it's fine. So yeah, definitely those two. I would say $20,000 budget. You know what I liked? Obviously Volvos. That's my definitely favorite VD12. Up until 07. Find one that's well taken care of. Those engines are 2 million mile engines. I really believe so.
Right.
I've seen some go up that high. EGR, I don't know. From my knowledge, I haven't seen. I think they're a little bit more reliable than.
Yeah, because on the 14 liters, those EGR valve and V pods do like to go out more often than on the D12s. So you have a good point right there.
Oh, there you go. And then, what about the difference between the 12.7 and because they went later to the 14 liter?
Yeah.
The 12.7 with the EGR.
Yeah.
What do you think about that engine?
It's still good engine. Yeah.
I feel like they slapped the EGR on it, and it wasn't as reliable as the 14 liter. What do you think?
I mean, I've seen both of them fail, but they're still, obviously like
they're still worth taking.
Oh yeah.
A shot and finding in the truck. If you find one that has one, I don't think it would ever. None of those emissions would stop me from buying, and everything was pretty good back then. Yeah, I'm thinking about a model. What did I say? VD12.
Yeah.
07. Those are good. And then as far as Merc, I would say I really like the classics, like we talked before, and FLD 120s.
Yeah, those are solid. Yeah,
those are solid.
Yeah, that was actually one of my father's first trucks.
Yeah, those are really good. I drove that FLD once, and I was like, that's almost like a classic looking, but it's somewhat aerodynamic. They were looking to like improve the classic to get better fuel mileage. I kind of like that design. Penske had a cool spec for their racing team. They had a really cool FLD. They had everything. K100 that they had, it was super cool. Yeah, so those two, definitely anything Detroit pre DPF. But a 20,000 budget is, again, something that you really have to do a lot of searching for a good truck from an owner.
Yeah, because you can pick up a truck for, say, let's say, I know you can get one for 10, 15, 12, and then, keep in mind, it's most likely going to need brakes, just maintenance, chambers, slacks, U-joints, whatever, but engine solid, why not?
Yeah. In pre-purchase inspection,
yeah.
Find a shop that actually can do it for you quickly. And
yeah, jack up the front end, make sure kingpins are all good, bearings, everything.
Yeah.
Check the oils and all the diffs and the trans.
Yeah, it's worth investing a few $100 to do that.
Yeah.
And even if
you know what you're buying,
the truck, you're gonna see, and you're creating a relationship with the mechanic in a shop, because a lot of those guys that get into driving a truck and owning, first of all, it's always beneficial for them to have a relationship like that, so they can come back and trust somebody.
Have somebody to trust.
Right? Yeah. Awesome, man. Episode 2, I think we can wrap it up.
Sounds good.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.